Finally, E3 is here. Let's just forget about the disgusting, boring EA press conference that no one really cares about and legitly showed almost like a few minutes, 10 to 15 minutes on a mobile game. Let's forget about that and move on to Square-Enix that have the biggest potential of being the best E3 press conference. This might be easily my most exciting press conference other than Nintendo. Nintendo is like slightly a little bit lower because Nintendo could obviously not reveal these games now and probably reveal it at a direct at some point. But Square-Enix is gonna go deep in and reveal as much games as possible. This is Square-Enix. And let's just forget about the press conference for E3 2015. That one was a little weird and a little bad because it was pure translations and people talking in the mic and translating. But this time, Square-Enix is going to take note from Nintendo and pre-record their E3 press conference. And Square-Enix has such a huge line of games they could announce at this E3. Square-Enix is easily the most anticipated games I ever want is from Square-Enix, to be honest. I am a huge RPG fan and I basically like almost all their games. Even if it's not an RPG, I love almost all their games except Dux X, whatever it's called. I don't like that game. And I don't like Hitman. Hitman was gone. The rest of them I really love. So I'm gonna keep my hype for Square-Enix, to be honest. So now, let's talk about the huge potential Square-Enix have. And the number one is going to be Just Cause 4. And Just Cause 4, obviously, is the sequel of Just Cause 3. And it was already been leaked already on the internet from Steam. So now, they already have one game already planned to show at this press conference already. We definitely know it's going to be shown here. Or maybe shown at Xbox or maybe PlayStation. I don't think they show at PlayStation. It's going to be after Square-Enix press conference, but it's there. Next, we can finally see gameplay of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I am a huge Tomb Raider fan, or the reboot fan. I don't know about the old games. I never touched those games. Only the ones on PSP. But Shadow of the Tomb Raider is one of my most anticipated games. It's a little sad that I might not get it on day one, although because Dragon Quest 11 I'm more anticipating, and it's coming a week in advance, so I probably won't get that game right away, but I will get it definitely after Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. Don't worry about it. Next, you have The World Ends With You Final Remix. I know this might be shown at the Nintendo press conference, but this thing could be shown at the Square-Enix press conference again, showing us more trailers and stuff like that. Plus, this is before the Nintendo press conference. If we don't see here, it's gonna show in the Nintendo press conference. I guaranteed it. Next, it's gonna be a new trailer of Dragon Quest 11. We probably already know everything about the game. We already probably know the story because you can look it up on the internet. Because people in Japan have it for months and months and months, almost a year, or basically a year now. Maybe a couple months, to a year, right? And they probably know that, right? But it doesn't matter. They could show us more new features that they obviously adding to the Western release, because the Western release is always better than the Japanese release. I don't care what anyone says, but it always is. I don't care if people translate it and bring it over here. It doesn't matter. The Japanese release is always inferior to the Western release, to be honest. That's why you have to be patient with these stuff. Next, I expect a new trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake. And you know what? Showing us the new art style for Cloud and all the characters and stuff, and showing us new content and stuff, and show us when this game is gonna end development and when it's gonna actually end inside the story. Because I have a little feeling like they should explain how these games gonna be split up, because these games need to be evenly paced, like split up. And I believe they should bring in elements from like Before Crisis, Crisis Core, Dirge of Services. I can't believe I effed that up. But the sequel game for the PS2, let's say that. I can't pronounce for nothing. But hey, they could add that in and show and admit children. They could show all of that. The universe is coming together and not messing up. Trying to make the Final Fantasy VII universe streamlined. That's the best thing about it. I expect a Western release, a Western announcement of Dragon Quest Builders 2. I don't think they already announced this. I don't think they announced this yet. And I expect like they say, hey, it's coming to the Switch. Yeah, it's coming to the Switch in the West and the PS4. And you know what? we could download a demo or something like that. And I almost forgot about this. I expect a Dragon Quest 11 demo because we need a huge Dragon Quest fan base. We need one in the West because, hey, Dragon Quest is not huge in the West, and I believe that Dragon Quest 11 could actually bring the Western audience on board with Dragon Quest. Maybe if they just release a demo on PSN or Steam that just show that this is a great RPG. Give them an hour or two demo. It doesn't matter. Dragon Quest is an 80-hour game. Just give them 2 hours of the game, please, Square Enix, so we can increase the fan base. Anyway, I'm just sidetracked. Next, Square Enix could announce or show the Avengers project. Man, God, Avengers game, Avengers Marvel game. My God, I don't even know. The last good Marvel game maybe was Ultimate Alliance, and now they're gonna like make a Marvel game with the Avengers, all the Avengers and stuff. Dear God, what is this game? It's gonna be like gameplay for Deus Ex games or cross Tomb Raider, or is it gonna be like a like I don't know, a shooter type game, third person game? I don't know. I really want to see details on this game. And next, Square Enix could show off Left Alive. That's a new IP they were like discussing in Tokyo Game Show. They could show a new trailer of this, get people hyped, you know, announce it for the Western audience. I don't think they announced it yet. They could announce Life is Strange 2. You see, Life is Strange Before the Storm, all of that. Now it's setting up for a second game. We need to know, is it gonna follow the main protagonist from the original games, or is it gonna be completely different? Because I really don't know how they're gonna continue the story from the original game. So I believe it should be a brand new character with different time manipulation powers and all that stuff. That's my opinion. Next on the list, I expect Luminous Studios project to be announced at this E3. I know I said in my video it could be announced in like E3 2018 for Square Enix or maybe Tokyo Game Show, but I really believe that Square Enix is gonna go head heels in this press conference and say, hey, we're really serious about E3 and we're gonna show everything about our games here, right? I already said this. I expect this to be like a Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy Next or Final Fantasy type Next or something like that, or something like that. Maybe Tabata can make his next Type 0 game, you know that game is trying to build up the Type 0 name or Agito name as a Final Fantasy series, separate from the main games. And yeah, I don't mind that at all. And it'd be cool if announced for the Switch, but I ain't killing Tabata if they don't put it there. I have all the systems. I could deal with it, to be honest. Next on the list, and I'm gonna say this, is such a huge potential of Square Enix to make so much money, because Nintendo fans are completely different than the PlayStation fans, to be honest, sometimes, right? So Square Enix could just announce a Final Fantasy PS1 Switch collection, please. I said this in my prediction Nintendo press conference. Just announce this. Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9 Steam versions on the Switch. Play it anywhere you want. Available on Nintendo systems for the first time in history. Because you know what? This shows that Square Enix, is 100% motivated on the Switch. Maybe they don't reveal these games at their Square Enix press conference. Maybe they reveal Final Fantasy X HD Collect, Final Fantasy X 10-2 collection for the Switch, or maybe Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age for the Switch. One of those games. Maybe they could announce Final Fantasy 13. You know what? This is Square Enix. Just announce every Final Fantasy game. Every Final Fantasy game coming to the Switch, including Final Fantasy 14. A lot of people, Final Fantasy 14, they want to connect their hotspot and they could go in the MMO world, So this announce every Final Fantasy game for the Switch except 15, because 15 maybe can't run on it. But my chest is a little too high. It's probably not gonna happen. I probably won't get 13 or 8 Final Fantasy 8, but the rest of them I'll get no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So because I already said this, I don't really like Final Fantasy 8 that much. I'm not a huge fan of Final Fantasy 8, and 13, everyone don't like 13. It's a great game, not a great Final Fantasy game. Let's say that. Next, the next potential of Square Enix, and they could announce Bravely Default, and they could announce like a third game, or maybe an HD collection for the Nintendo Switch, fully remastered, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful graphics or a brand new art style, something like that. It'd be so cool, right? Next on the list, I expect a Secret of Mana 3 remake. So you know the game that was only in Japan, right? I never got a translation and all that stuff. The directors of the new Secret Mana games are basically remaking every single Secret Mana game so we could get to a new audience. So I expect a remake of Secret Mana 3, and it's gonna be completely going to the West and everything. And I really expect this to come on the Switch. I expect Secret Mana, Adventures of Mana, I think it's called, right? The first Secret Mana, right? I expect Secret Mana coming, the remake that released early this year, all coming to the Switch like a collection, and they're gonna announce like Secret Mana 3 remake, right? And then they already said this, they're trying to catch up, remake all the games for the modern audiences, and then make a brand new Secret Mana game. This is great because this is getting new fans along the way, although the old fans are a little pissed about it, but it's bringing up new fans. And I believe, like, in my opinion, I think Chrono Trigger should get this type of treatment. Maybe remake Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, and then make a third game to, like, just to bring up the fan base back again. I know it's a huge fan base for Chrono Trigger, but they're like sleeper fan base. Like the fan base is like low key, yo, this is a great game, but they ain't gonna, they're not like diehards. You know what I'm saying? They're diehards, but they're not diehards, if you know what I mean. This is weird. This is weird. But next, I expect the next Nier Automata game, or the next Nier game, announced by Platinum Games. You remember, like, the last E3 press conference, I think 2015? They announced the Nier Automata game there, right? And I think it didn't release until last year. So I expect this game to be announced now, then it will be released next year or the year after that. It wouldn't mind at all, right? It wouldn't be bad. And next on the list, I expect, and I don't know, my chest is a little too high, I already said this in one of my videos, Final Fantasy VI Remake, or maybe, you already got this, you already got my expressions and explain Final Fantasy VI Remake. Why not, like, I already said this just in the beginning, Chrono Trigger Remake, but, like, not like Octopath, maybe a huge anime style Dragon Quest, a whole Dragon Quest style, but Chrono Trigger is Dragon Quest style, but a completely like Dragon Quest 11 looking Chrono Trigger. That'd be so cool. And next on my hype list, and the last thing on the list, and I saved the best thing to last, Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. My god, Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer showing us a release date of saying November 7th or something. Yo, I'm just making up something. Please don't delay the game. I don't even care. Just please release it at a great time, Square-Enix. I need to finish my Xehanort saga in peace. Okay? Alright. Don't release it no December time. I don't care. Kingdom Hearts ain't worth no December. Kingdom Hearts is worth a November placement. You got me, Square-Enix? A November placement. Okay? This is a huge game. Huge game. Unless you're gonna say the Avengers project is gonna release in November. Maybe, you shovel some stuff around, because I know Avengers project will sell more than Kingdom Hearts 3. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 could have these huge advertisement campaigns on Disney Channel. They can get all the new kids, all the hip kids in Kingdom Hearts 3, and you get that huge fan base. Maybe they market the hell out of the collections, and then a huge surge in Kingdom Hearts fans just come out of nowhere, and then hey, Kingdom Hearts will become a 15 million seller each game. Anything is possible. But hey, Kingdom Hearts 3, I've been waiting for this for 5 years, Mike. 5 years. It's time to get my hands on this game. Time to say it's November. It's time. If you say come August or something like that, I'd be so happy. I'll say Square-Enix. Thank you, Daddy Nomura. Thank you. I would say something like that if they say August. But November would be the perfect time. Alright, this is Dark Shiro 007. I want to know your guys' opinions on E3 and Square-Enix press conference. I want to know your guys' predictions and stuff, because my predictions are extremely positive, because all these games is actually possible. Finally, listen. My Nintendo prediction video was like pulled like crazy out my head. All those stuff isn't happening. I'm sorry, it's not happening. But you know, Square Enix, all these projects are already announced, or potentially, like so potentially, it's possible. It's really, really possible of happening. So I have high hopes for this. I don't know. I feel like you guys should have high hopes if you're a Square Enix fan, even if you're a Nintendo fan. You know, Square Enix can even make a Super Mario RPG 2. Remember, they fall out long time ago, and now they could come back for it. But that's gonna be announced in the Nintendo Direct, Nintendo E3 Direct. But hey, Square Enix is a great company. You know, support them. You know, and all that stuff. Anyway, it's time for me to sign off.